Going to do a quick walkthrough of creating a preset from scratch on the front panel of the FM3. So you can start with a nice empty preset like we got here, and you press the layout button. Now the first thing you have to do is create input and output blocks, and you got to connect them together. This button over here you can zoom out, and then you can see the whole grid. That's my preference. So I'm going to use the arrow keys, start here on the far left column, use value knob, and select input 1. Now here's your first shortcut. If you hold the enter key down, it will keep connecting cables to the next block, and so on until you let up or it hits the end. So we're going to do that and create an output block. All right. At this point, we should have sound. Okay, it's not much to listen to. So now we're going to add an amp and a cab. Usually put those in the middle of the grid so you got room for stuff before and after, of course. So there's amp and cabinet. So we're going to go ahead and make this a plexi. Amp block's highlighted, so let's hit edit. And 1987X jumper. Maybe it's not a plexi, I don't remember. Anyway, it's good. And for cab, I know one that's pretty good. 167, I think, 168, somewhere in there. Well, I guess what we could do is just bring up the little browser here so you can see what that looks like too. Marshall, I think that would be good. So now we should have something that sounds pretty decent. So just trying to show you that the amp will clean up pretty good, roll back your volume, lighten your touch, play with your fingers versus pick, all those good things. So next let's go ahead and add a reverb. I like the plates, usually the London plate or medium plate. So got that. So we edit that and let's go with the London plate. It's probably a little bit more reverb than I like, so I'll dial the mix back here. Try maybe like 15%. Okay, maybe it's still more than I want. I like that, 10%. Let's go ahead and add a delay now, and we'll run that in parallel so that we're not reverberating our delays. Okay, so note I put it below the reverb here, so we're going to run cables around the reverb for it. So something that's important to do when you're running effects and parallels is not to have multiple pathways sending a dry signal through. So we'll edit the delay and go to the mix here. We'll set the mix all the way up and we'll back the level down for now. See how that works. Let's go with Deluxe Mind Guy. And what do? Say like 450 milliseconds or something, somewhere around there. Close enough. Maybe we'll add a little pitch detune here. I think a lot of people like that. Kind of favor going with like a dimension chorus for that sort of thing, but I'll show you both. So here's the pitch block, and the pitch block defaults to dual detune, which is what we want. So let's take it down like, I don't know, maybe 10 cents either direction. I'm not sure if that's going to be too much or not. And I want to pan them to get a little bit of the effect, so maybe like 50% each way. I mean, again, this is something you do to suit your taste. I think maybe we'll widen that up some more, add a little bit more depth, or detune, whatever you want to call it here. And we'll pan these a little harder. Probably need to go over and adjust the amp. It seems a little bass heavy and dark to me, so we'll go do that after this. Alright, let's turn this off for now, and let's go adjust the amp block. Alright, I'm going to pull up the treble drive here a little bit, and drop the bass a bit, see how we do with that. Well, I like that better. So instead of the pitch block, I'm going to switch over to using the chorus with the Roland dimension setting. I tend to like dimension 3. Okay, so I'm going to bypass that for now as well. All right, we'll go ahead and add a drive. I like the shimmer drive on here. Usually sounds pretty good with the default values. So one of my other favorite pedals is the Univibe. Let's go ahead and add that on the Fractal. That's in the phaser block. And which one do we want? There's the Faz vibe and classic vibe. Start with the classic vibe here. So all that's left to do now is save our patch. We'll hit store. Now you get to do the glorious bit of entering a preset name on the front panel. So what I usually do is give them something like a single letter, and then I go rename them in the editor. So this patch is A. We're done.